up, guys? It's your boy GRC. We're coming at you live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. I don't know how to make my camera do the lighting right. There's massive amounts of lighting shining on my face, and my new computer's just maybe I need a little user error, but that's not important, guys. We're talking about crypto today with Sam Stolt, which can always get interesting. Wait, we do that every day. Oh yeah. So we're talking about a few things today, but just to start it off, I did amazing, awesome things yesterday, in my opinion, but my DMs were only flooded with disappointment that I did not shit on BitBoy, which was kind of funny to me. I kind of let it go for the prosperity of the situation, but everyone wanted direct attack. And gosh, I got emails now that I'm a big email guy now. So let's play a little BitBoy once we get started. It's going to be great, but I do want to talk to Sam before we do that. We're also going to be talking about Heck's third birthday, some Hex stuff. We got, and if you're a really huge Hex fan and all you care about is Hex, Maddie Allen's doing a Hex birthday show right now. So if you want to learn how to make money, you probably want to stay here. But if you want to cheerlead or pom-poms, anything, man, but I'm saying there's different types of channels in this world and they don't have to be the same viewers. They don't have to hate on them. Some guys are entertainers. Some guys are educators. Sam is not the most entertaining human on the earth. But he wants to get the information across to you in the time that he has. Some people want to make your heart feel warm. Some people want to make your day better. I watch some channels that are just totally like the guy I had on, Chad Marks. I watch his channel every day at 7 p.m. Eastern pretty much. And I really enjoyed his channel, but it has unrelated to me. So we like to learn about making fucking dollar fucking bills. Okay. And I'm not kidding either. And Sam's more aggressive on this than me, but it's true for me too. I don't care what anyone says. My ways are different. My strategy is different. My trajectory different. It's just different scenarios. But me and Sam like to get busy. We're always busy. We're not always complaining. And because you're being productive, value in, value out. We're talking about BitBoy. We're talking about LP today. And we're talking about, I'm going to show Sam a clip of some guy who got named. And Chad Marks showed me a picture of it. So, guys, we have a lot to cover today. I'm excited to see what Sam has to say. But let's listen to Crypto in the Morning theme song, DeFi Proof.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some Hex and I'm making a stake. Got me some hedge on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some Maxi and that's just in case. Jim ready to set me to show you the way.
DeFi Pro.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Boom. Sorry. Damn it. I grabbed my water and then my hand went back. What up, Sam?
What's good, bro? How you doing today? How is everybody in the chat doing? I see Chad Donishwant's here. TB.
Sam, you've been working too hard. You need to talk to our boys in the chat, bro.
Oh,
snap. Sam, hold on 1 second.
It's I don't know. Is it cold up there? It's cold down here.
It's so freaking cold, dude. My I don't want to say it. I was gonna say a funny joke.
It's like 70 something out here, but it feels cold. So when you get to Florida,
40 something out here and it's piss cold. I can't wait to leave this shithole for the rest of my life. And
once you do, when you get to Florida or wherever you're going tropical, it is you acclimate to the area and you wear a sweatshirt on days when it is 69 degrees outside.
It got gangster really quick up in here. I mean, let's be 100% clear, baby. I want to see biceps in the chat right now, guys. Who's in the chat? Who's feeling themselves? Guys, I can't even zip this sweater up because the zipper is actually gone. But Sam, what are you seeing in the crypto? Sam, have you been LPing and actively doing this over the last 24 hours?
You know what's up, bro. You know that.
Okay, so I had a couple people ask me what pairs that you don't have to say which pairs you're doing directly, but what kind of bear market things have you been looking at? Signals. We don't have to, it's stupid to talk about specific pairs.
I think the best
signals.
I think the best way to think about when people ask me that question around, hey, what are you providing LP in? I think a better way to answer that question is giving people a framework on how to think about what pairs to pick. Because if I tell you what I'm doing in this second, that I could change that this afternoon, and that's not super valuable to you. But to understand how I think about choosing a pair gives you, that's the analogy. You teach it, give a man a fish, right? He eats for a day. Teach a man a fish, he eats for a lifetime. So understanding the framework on how to pick is far better. So two things I really like is I like higher volume and total liquidity, right? So you can do this in Deck Screener. I like higher volume than total liquidity. Another thing, if you look at
what's your higher limit for people in the system? Like when does the meat come off the bone for you as far as liquidity and as far as volume, as far as there's too much people in here that are making a good chunk of cash, Sam?
If I'm making less than 1% a day,
well, don't you say 1%? You need to frame that better because 1%.
No. But
people don't think they hear 1% and it just goes away in their head. What does that mean? Let's talk US dollar.
So, like, Hex, right? Hex, you earn 30% annually, right? Roughly, right? I'm earning a little bit over 30%.
And that's in Hex payout, not USD.
But you can earn 30% in a month, right? You can earn 30% in a month. I'm earning it annually. Who fucking gets more money in the end, right? The person who does.
I heard you could put 5 or 10% of your bag and actually do both options, Sam. But I heard you could actually fall down a trapdoor and die if you did both at the same time.
You might break your ankle. Yeah, you might break your ankle.
You just won't recover. You're just not a hexagon anymore if you do both. You're not a hexagon if you provide LP and make donko gains daily.
Yeah, and if you like GRC was saying, if you want to just be like fanboying on Hex, Medion is doing a show right now. You should go check out that show if that's you.
Yeah, for real though, he puts a lot of hard work on that shit, and I do think if you like that kind of stuff, me and Sam are not rah guys. We're just not. If you put me and Sam in a school, in a group of people, we're going to find a space where everyone else is not in a computer where we can just sit down at our computer and focus for a second. And everyone else might want to drink and party. But the people that like this show, Sam, I'm starting to realize really align with some of our goals fundamentally. They might not know it all the time. We might be further or maybe even less in the journey than they are. But like we're all on that thing. Because I know I aligned with you when I found this because I felt like you. I just didn't know why. Really, or what really, but you're speaking to my heart or my soul or my brain or something that was freedom, and I was isolated for long enough.
So if somebody is thinking about the framework to make money with LP, you got, I think, 3 pieces because you can think about pulling the money out, right?
And in general, just like make money, baby.
More volume than there is liquidity. But this is also like after you know that you have to provide liquidity in assets that you like, right? Number one. Then you get to the point, and if you have more volume than liquidity, then that means your money can be used every single day, right? And multiple times per day, which means more money, right? Number 3, I like to take a look at the distribution. So if you look up on info.uniswap.org, you get a histogram, which is just a chart of how the liquidity actually looks. So if the volume is greater than the liquidity in the pool and the distribution is flatter, meaning it's more like V2, which what do we know about V2? Dog shit. It's not nearly as good as V3. It's not as efficient in any way, shape, or form. So if you know,
The only thing it's more efficient on is if you're totally want to be out of the game in crypto, never pay attention one day in your life. That's the only way. That's the only place where it has efficiency, which would be like a time variable rather than a money variable. But again, Sam, you understanding the pairs is already the problem. So like people that don't understand the pairs need to get busy on that before they provide LP. It kind of seems like it doesn't take effort to provide LP for you because you kind of really kept your eye on those ratios for like 100 days, 120 days. You caught a beat on that. You got on that stream.
Just got really hot in here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Please continue. I just got really warm. I'm just spitting fire all day, and I just got heated up just spitting this fire all day, and I just wanted to cool myself up. Go ahead, please continue.
Makes sense. It makes sense, guys. He's doing that Richard Hart big PP thing, and I think it's going to go viral. Somebody clip that little part out where Sam starts fanning his face with money. I want to pull this up real quick, guys, and I'm just going to mention this for 1 minute because it was a show yesterday. I probably won't talk about it anymore because it was kind of unrelated, although this man bought Dogecoin and Ethereum. So basically, I went on with Chad Marks. Chad Marks, as you can see in the description below, 24-year-old Chad Marks was sentenced to 40 years in federal prison system for a nonviolent drug crime. He was sent to one of the worst, if not the worst, prisons in the United States where violence, beatings, stabbings, and death were just everyday business. This book takes you down the journey with him, and his book link is right here. As you read this, you can feel the experience, disappointment, hope, fear, and desperation of never knowing if this will be your last day. And freedom fighters and prison consulting, guys. So if anyone has a charge that they feel like they could like some representation on, you can go over here and click all that. I'd love to support this guy in any way I think, because he does really good work. I tell you, he really does. And his book, if you like violence, if you don't like violence, do not read his book. Seriously, like for real, like it's violent. Worse, I get a little bit weird on it, and I'm pretty bad. So let's play 1 minute clip just so everyone can catch a vibe for him. This is Chad Marks. He has 90,000-ish subs on YouTube. There was a video with him from 4 days ago that had 125,000 hits. It was like a 30-minute from 4 days ago, Sam. 4.1K likes in 4 days. So, and he's out of prison for 16 months. I'm proud of the guy at a minimum, and I don't even know him like that. But like, come on, man. I had all the world right at my fingertips a lot of the time, and I still couldn't make it happen on occasion. And I like to grab energy from these guys rather than feeling like a little wussy around them, right? I don't want to feel – I told him before the show, dude, I ain't no hard ass. I told him. I was like, I am not gangster. I am not hard ass, and I do not want to be affiliated with that. He's like, me neither. And I'm just like, I just want to be real about where I'm at so I don't feel like people think I'm coming in here. Like, I love the guy's work. I watch it every night at 7 p.m. And if you like a little distraction for 30 minutes with extreme violence and gore, that's what I like. That's how I get my dopamine receptors to shut off, maiming people.
So what are the kids doing? They're looking for acceptance somewhere, and it's in the street. Next thing you know, men are 14, 15 years old. They got a gun in their waist. They got $2,000 worth of crack in their pocket. And you have to ask them, what are you worth? Really, you're worth $2,000. Why is that? You're only worth $2,000. Why is that? Because you're taking a chance with your life out here. You're selling $2,000 worth of crack cocaine, got a gun in your waist. You can go to prison, or you can get killed out here. So what are you really worth, man? You got to look in the mirror and decide. Is this really what you want to do? Is it really worth $2,000? How do you change that? Character education. In prison, we designed a program called incarceration prevention, where, you go into courtrooms. I want to take kids into courtrooms. And this is what happens when you sell drugs. I want to take kids into morals. This is what happens when you're 17 years old and you know what? You make an irrational decision and you kill somebody. But then we want to take them into businesses too and say, look what this guy came from. This guy came from poverty, and now look, he owns this business. He owns this. He's doing that. And teach them something different. And it might sound nuanced to some people, but a lot of drug dealers are entrepreneurs, man. They're just in the wrong business. And it could be something as simple as saying, look, check this out. You can put a hot dog cart together, right? One hot dog cart becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. And that's your stepping stone. Now, what are you going to do with it? Perhaps they could get with a guy like you and start doing crypto, or, they can invest in this business, or they might have a car dealership now. I mean, you take that money and you turn it into other things. And that's one thing I can say about people that been to prison. I know you were talking about your buddy that's been to prison. When you go to prison, a lot of this is my plan. My plan is I'm going to start a paralegal and prison consultant firm. My plan is I'm going to publish this book. My plan is I'm going to take that money and put a reentry house together where I'm at. And you always got these plans, and a lot of dudes will get out of jail and not stick to them, but some do. You get out of prison, you stick to the plans, and you work, you bust your ass, man. You make it happen, man.
Tonight is actually dynamite. And this is the last part I'm going to show. I wanted you guys to see what he was all about. And that is basically that is what he's all about. His whole entire mission, he makes money, of course. His whole entire mission is to educate, just like I like to educate people on DeFi stuff and feel like they don't get a fair shake sometimes. He likes to educate young men, maybe in a little bit worse of a situation than some of these guys that really just don't need to be selling crack cocaine, and they need to understand the rules that they'll go to jail for the rest of their life. But don't get it twisted for 1 second. Chad Marks is an extremely dangerous individual. If you would ask people that know him from the past, I've watched all his videos. I've seen everything, right? And he's a humble family man now, of course. But let's watch some of it. It gets raw. It gets real. And I just want to play one more minute before we get into bit.
Before you play this, I just want to ask people a question in the chat here. You guys can leave your thoughts here. You might be just going through your life and thinking about like the next thing in your life or this, that, and how to get rich and how to do this. And ask yourself like how you can create a positive impact. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to like flaunt it. You can. It helps inspire other people, right? But what is the thing in life that you can do? This guy is going through and impacting people in a positive way. How can you go through and impact the world in a positive way? Maybe you have a smaller vision. That's okay. It'll expand over time as you grow. But what are some ways that you can go through and positively impact the world? What does the world need more of? In your words, I don't need to tell you. Use this.
It needs more of whatever you experienced and you went through. And it needs to be put on paper. It needs to be raw. And it needs to be detailed. Whatever your experience is, that's what you should be doing. The only person that could represent you, the best person to represent you is yourself. And no one else is going to put the work in like you are. And this dude was in jail. He decided to learn the entire book. He even wrote an amendment that changed the rules and got people out of prison that he was sitting in. Isn't that fucking insane?
But also on that front of like you, right? Who's going to show up for you, your life?
Fucking no one.
The only person that will ever show up for you every single day for the rest of your life is looking back at you in the mirror every day. You need to show up for yourself, for you, because you're the only person that's going to be there for you for the rest of your life. Period.
Yeah, and you need to be the strength too of the people around you. If you want to be a leader, you got to be the guy that gives others energy. Don't be a little energy vampire. You can spare some and just put in extra work from the title. I can only assume. So
can you see that? That was done with a prison shank, my friend.
What part of the body is that? That's
up by his neck.
Oh my God, Chad! What? Is that one of your files for cases, or is that from past?
This is just pictures that someone had sent me. This is a guy right here that actually tried to sexually assault another guy. He's dead right here in this picture. That's him. He's dead.
So he tried to do something to someone else sexually and then somebody, someone like that, and they just took their life.
Well, what they call it is they butchered him. Right? That's what they call it in prison. They butchered him. There's another guy who did some bad things to some children, and I don't know if you really want to show this on your channel, but this is what happened to him. He was stabbed over 170 times.
Dude, that is freaking wild. Hey,
he's no longer, that guy's no longer with us. So these are the things that do happen there. A lot of people think like, that was a state prison. They got the sex offender, the last one. The other ones were all federal prison. I mean, these are the things that happen in federal prison.
And that's all. I'm done with that. Okay. And if you want to retweet that on Twitter, that would mean a lot to me. That was my only piece I've ever done that wasn't related to cryptocurrency. So it was nerve-wracking for me, to say the least. But I enjoyed the crap out of it, and I hope others did as well.
Yeah, that's
people like that should be lifted up, not millionaires that lose $5,000 and then ask for 100 more. I just don't like that concept. There's guys like this that are just maybe a little like less savvy, but their heart and their mind and their spirit is in being guided and in the right position. And I think those are the guys that can put in that real work if they get on the right track too, especially have friends that can bounce some stuff off of them. Sam, we're going to watch BitBoy. Do you want to talk about anything before we talk about a little BitBoy? And I'll preface it, of course.
I was actually just reading this comment here from AF. Hey, Sam, how much would be typically needed to do what Stoic does, paying employees on chain? So obviously that's going to depend upon your employees, right? And
Well, I'm an $100,000 employee, Sam. Let's talk.
Okay,
Let's
so
say you're doing this scenario.
So if you have a $100,000 employee and say that they want to be paid in USDC and you want to, so there's a couple different ways you could approach that, right? So you could do that on, say, Curve, right? Curve is a stable coin, primarily DEX, which the way that the math works, there's less slippage. I can get into the details or have them on my channel. But if you need a $100,000 employee, right? So $100,000 divided by 12 is $8,333 per month, right? So you're like, how much capital do I need in principle to generate $8,333 a month, right? And on stable coins, because a lot of people use
Can
those.
I guess? Do you have any idea? I would like to guess on the stable coin.
Yeah, you want to guess? Well, let's
I would say you would need roughly $1 million on one side to pay $100,000 a month at least for a USDC pair with a major asset.
Well, here's the thing. It's going to vary tremendously using Curve or the ranges use on V3, right? That's going to be such a big difference.
Yeah, Curve's crazy. Yeah, I forgot about.
Let's say you
use the USDC as an example because his employees wanted like Hex and ETH and like. So he was paying them in like more exotic pairs, Sam. If I wanted to be paid in ETH, for example, would that loosen you up a little bit? Maybe we could get something going for because you have Hex, you have all these Ethereum pairs, right? You could really find different avenues to get some ETH going, couldn't you?
Well, so yeah, so let's pull this up real quick and I'll show people. If somebody wanted to say pay somebody in USDC, let's go through this example, and they're going to use the ETH USDC pair, right? I've got an employee and they're like, hey, I would like to be paid in USDC, right? You have to have the employees that want to be paid in crypto because a lot of people don't understand it yet, right?
And their devs generally like it, but every other industry would be rough.
Yeah, so let's pick this pair, right? This is USDC, Ethereum in the 0.05%.
And for the newer guys, I'm just going to preface one thing just before you go into it. Okay. So if you're like totally new, kind of like, whoa, hold on one second. What could this possibly be? This is out of my education range, right? You're saying it in your head because that's what I was saying back in the day. I remember. Understand that in this scenario, Sam has USDC in his MetaMask and he has Ethereum in his MetaMask. He is going to pick which amount of those two he would like to put into this liquidity pool. This is basically all that is occurring right now. There's lots of numbers, lots of verbiage, but remember, he is putting two assets into a pool, and that is basically it. And so just focus. Don't think, hey, this is for smart people only. This is for only if you went to school for 20 years, could you? No, guys, this is DeFi, and we're here to help. Okay. So I just wanted to emphasize because a lot of people think, what's going on?
And people anybody who's new who doesn't know what LP might be referenced or liquidity providing is, you can think of that as, I've used this example before, as like a farmer's market. I own the land where the farmer's market is, and I charge every single vendor there a small fee, right? So in the old way of doing things, you couldn't actually go through and earn fees in that sense from a finance side, right? Wall Street did that. London, Singapore, right? Those places did it. That's why those places have been able to flourish, because they've been able to skim some off the top as other people's money went through their doors. In crypto, you can do that. So let's go back to the example. How do you pay a $100,000?
It's one of the best kept secrets in crypto. One of the biggest pieces of alpha. One of the things that rich guys don't want you to know. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. So this is just the stock range that comes up here, and the stock range is this green line to this green line, and that's based upon the variability between these two pairs over the last 30 days, right? You can see that down here. Now, if you chose this range, you can change this if you'd like to, but we'll just say that this is the range that we're going to stick with. And we need to pay on an employee that is $100,000 annually or $8,333 a month. How much, you guys can let me know in the chat, how much do you think we're going to need to pay them? I think it's going to be around $278,000, right? So that's close, right? We'd have $7,000 to pay them. So let's go to $350,000. We have 94, right? So we're going to need around this dollar amount to be able to pay them $8,300, right? And then there's going to be some fees involved to adjust your position if it goes outside of there. So if you have a $100,000 employee and you have $350,000 in capital, you could use your capital to generate $300 a day roughly, so that you could pay your employee $8,300 or $100,000 annually, right? And then you don't have to necessarily dig in here. Now there could be months where you earn $7,800, so then you do have to use some of your capital, right?
Oh no, Sam! You had to pay your employee with your actual money, Sam. You're wrecked. You're wrecked forever, Sam. Man, you missed it 1 month. Just close the joint. No, guys, you don't understand. He's playing his employees. The guy from Coast X, great friend of the show, awesome guy. I really, really appreciate him. I do. He's earning fees and then giving. Basically, he's taking our money when we trade and giving it to his employees to do his crypto business, scaling on God mode, everything on God mode. There's nothing. When he told me that in the Twitter space, I was like, yeah. And Sam, the chances of this squad seeing us in the next bear run is really zero. I mean, they're so zero. Like we are, for me. Once I have real capital on the end of the next bear run, because I have no choice. I have capital locked up fucking everywhere. It's like I know there's going to be chunks and chunks and chunks and chunks of change, even in the worst days of my life at this point. I'm going to be earning so much disgusting money on fees by the next bull run. But I'm also 28 years old. Sam, I always tell everybody that Sam, the amount of money he earns on fees, frankly, hurts my stomach on occasion. And I mean that because everyone's in a different position in life. You can't be scared to talk about, I'm going to Sam, what should I do? I should ask my mom for money so I can LP as fast as Sam or something. No, it's fine, guys. Chill. Opportunity awaits all of us if you focus every single day. That's the truth of the matter. You don't always have to be the most efficient dude, but you always have to be at the gym. And you always have to be thinking on your feet. And you always have to be grateful. And we're going to watch some BitBoy. And talking about gratitude, I mean, BitBoy Crypto has been making a splash. I'm one of BitBoy's biggest critics, but I'm really every crypto dude's biggest critic because sometimes I think critically and it seems like other people forget to do that sometimes. So, and Sam frankly doesn't care. So, so he's going to probably look at email. So this is for you guys and this is for me. Okay. This is called BitBoy, the world's most pathetic YouTuber. And guys, I'm starting from the bottom over here too. But there's certain mistakes early on that I would hope that I wouldn't make. And I set myself up so I could have a very small breadcrumbs. I didn't want to have a bunch of loose ends that people could say next bull run, I'm such a piece of shit because I told everyone all this bullshit. And it happens. And frankly, in my opinion, if we're betting money, he's going to do it again. And I don't think it's a bad thing. And I don't think he's a bad person. And that's frankly the truth. I think he's a good person. I think he's making his money. And frankly, he's probably the biggest hustler in the room, in most rooms that he's in. But that is what he is, a hustler. Let's be real. But I do like what he stands for. But I think these videos are important to understand. His career is going to be fine, guys, after this video. I have a feeling. This ain't going to zero because it's probably going to make him more popular. But he's not telling people how to LP. He's not telling people about DeFi. That's okay. It's not what he's doing. That's literally what me and Sam like to do, kind of. We like that kind of talk. He's not that guy. And that's okay.
And you can talk about something in crypto from 37 different angles and talk about completely different shit because you're talking about it from different angles. And BitBoy has a different angle that he likes to cover shit from. But on the positive side here, If anybody wants to make videos about me and talk shit about me, actually, it's helpful. Like, please.
It is helpful. I
It's
have a Twitter called Jim Wrecked Crypto now. That's out. So Jim Wrecked Crypto is out in the ether now. It's not me, and he's telling everyone let's get it going.
It's
Jim
helpful.
Wrecked.
Yeah, if anybody
I
wants to
like
do
the
that.
name too. I'm kind of salty. I didn't freaking use that name. That name is sick. Let's be real. Or Swiss Cheese Crypto everyone was calling me Swiss Cheese after I got hacked for a while. Anyway, guys, BitBoy Crypto. We're going to take a little 20-minute, 15-minute here, and we're going to watch this video. And then me and Sam, I'm going to have some stuff to discuss afterwards. And if you have questions, if you're stuff you want us to cover in the last 15 minutes, if you want me and Sam's attention, like this 20, 30, 40 minutes is a good time to get our attention. I can promise you the amount of people that ask me why Sam doesn't answer his phone makes me want to throw my fucking phone out the window every day. I'm like, why are you fucking texting me about it? What the heck? Just because we do a show, I somehow have hyper Wi-Fi speed to his phone signal, and I can get to him before they can. No, he doesn't want to answer the phone. So I'm not saying it's because he's busy, man. You're striding right now. He's family man, doing all the stuff. So let's all just be appropriate with everyone's time. But the show is when we want to sit here and help you guys and talk to you guys and interact with you. So please just drop any question below, and I'll be sitting here reading, interacting. So Sam.
BitBoy, as he flies ever closer to the sun, carried on wings made of wax, just like Icarus, before falling to his metaphorical death, consumed by social media attention and peer gratification. Let's get started. Who is BitBoy? BitBoy, also known as Ben Armstrong, is a social media influencer with 1.45 million followers. His various different channels, including Twitter and YouTube, have been aggressively used for years to promote various different crypto schemes. But more recently, in the aftermath of FTX, Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy, has turned his eye towards a series of other exploits. Consumed by a sense of self-importance, maybe, BitBoy has been seeking out extremely hostile interactions with celebrities. He has been spreading rumor after rumor with regards to a larger conspiracy behind the collapse of FTX, and he has been positioning himself as a savior of the industry who had knowledge of fraud long before the public ever knew. All of this, in a twisted, modern sort of way, reminds me of the mythology behind Icarus, because as he is propelled to ever-increasing new heights by his legion of social media fans, he is getting closer and closer to that final moment when the wings melt off and a lonely, naked man comes hurtling back to the surface of the earth, supported by nothing but empty air. Without further ado, let's take a look at the deceptive, arrogant, and misleading life of BitBoy.
But this one is going to $1 billion. I see an easy 100x in a matter of months for this one. If you don't get in before this rebrand announcement, you will be kicking yourself forever, or at least until you die.
Ben Armstrong is currently obsessed with taking down the prior CEO of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried. His singular mission seems to be massive engagement on social media as he aggressively speculates on and even tries to physically hunt down SBF in the Bahamas. While doing this, he has resorted to tactics that one might consider to be stalking or harassment or any number of unsavory terms. But ignoring the emotional aspect of all this, let's examine who he was before this now viral attempt at becoming the people's champion. Before this tidal wave of shallow credibility, BitBoy Crypto, aka Ben Armstrong, was a scammer for hire. Posing as a potential partner, internet sleuth Zach XBT, whose work was invaluable while constructing this video, I'll link to his social media down below in the description, obtained documents that showcase precisely how the process works. Ben Armstrong, during the peak of his scamming career, would offer a series of options to potential projects, who then paid the money and received promotions. Confronted by CoffeeZilla, BitBoy claimed that he personally vetted potential partners, denying, quote, 99% of them, while accepting just 1% of partners for actual publication. In the same tweet, he simultaneously says, I personally rigorously vet all paid promotions, as well as we don't promote anything. Obviously, those two phrases are mutually exclusive. Even an idiot can see that. He absolutely did do various different promotions. Let's start with a central example from which we can build a strong foundation. This is PAMP. PAMP is a scam. Initially pumped in price to over $2, it has since gone to zero, with less than maybe a couple dollars in daily volume. Effectively, everyone who got suckered into this token after a certain point lost everything. And one of the people pushing this token was BitBoy. Now, the video itself is currently unlisted. I'll link it down below, no problem there, but it showcases a clear, self-disclosed paid promotion of the PAMP token, in which Ben Armstrong has a bit of a Freudian slip, calling it the pump token.
What if I told you there's a project guaranteed to increase in price? You don't want to miss Pump. I mean Pamp. I'm pumped up to talk about this one.
Still, jokes aside, he elaborates that he does fair reviews with his team and that they won't promote something unless they dig deep into it, which is exactly what they allegedly did with Pamp.
But you definitely don't.
I know something about digging deep. I was trying to make a joke, but I kind of forgot it. And it
He's
has
got a very round face there. Back. It looks like he's actually done better as he's stopped promoting scammy, shitty.
He got
coaches.
super sober and has been sober ever since. So I think this was like usually stage one of sobriety is major weight gain. And then, but like you can see how he still has some nutrient. Like you can still see his hair looks decent. His face looks decent. He looks like he has some sort of spiritual bounding around him, you know, like he doesn't look like SPF, who looks like someone has a like blood transfuser in his like leg pocket and that he's like controlled by a robot that's looking sideways and broken. Like he looks like at least a human being that I could speak with. And like, you know what I mean, Sam? Like I do connect with him as a human for sure. And I do not believe that he's sitting here thinking that he's ripping everyone to shreds. Although he does know he's making money and other people will lose it. I guarantee the amount is very little at this point in his career. But I don't know if you were in this, if you watched BitBoy when he was this size, and I mean, I did not mean to say that when he was this, at this point in time, if you watch BitBoy, I would like to know your experience with BitBoy. How many years ago did you start watching BitBoy Crypto? What was your first video or first thing you remember about BitBoy Crypto? And then I'll write mine below because mine's kind of funny. But anyway, I'm not a Ben hater and I refuse to turn into some butthurt little guy. But these videos are important to remind myself as well, because I'm a young man that can be flimsy financially as well sometimes. And I can get swayed by money, Sam. I swear it happened. Not since I've done this, but in general, like someone puts $100 grand in front of my face and says something, I'm gonna sit there and think about it real hard. You know what I mean? Real hard. And I'm gonna make the right decision on that morally, but I'm gonna get my money too if I need to, if I want to, if I feel it's right. And this time in crypto, there was no education. This was fair game because come on, these are the first guys covering it in the world. Mm-hmm. And I think Sam probably made a few slip ups when he was talking about pharmacology when he was 19 years old, right? Maybe he wasn't locked the fuck in but now look at him. Now look at BitBoy. It's a journey. And if as long as you're willing to accept and admit and move forward, I think that is the fair game. But I think some people in this industry don't have the ability to do that, Sam. Whatever that motion is or whatever. But let's keep playing it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And I'd like to know what was your first experience, whether it was good or bad. I don't care.
I don't want to miss this one. I do fair reviews with my team, and I won't promote something that we don't dig.
He's kind of cute.
That's exactly what we did.
Like, look at him. Like, he's like a little buddy.
Was, by every single conceivable definition out there, a pump and dump scheme where influencers like Ben Armstrong simply served to generate exit liquidity. That term, for those unfamiliar, is very common in the world of crypto and refers to the practice where new investors need to be lured in so that prior investors, with big air quotes around that, can dump tokens on them and get out of the scam. This is exceptionally common in the industry and happens at scale every single day. For Pamp insiders, BitBoy Crypto was one of their chosen mechanisms to produce this liquidity, aka fresh suckers, and dump everything that they hold on unsuspecting retail investors. So why does it matter? It matters because BitBoy is now some sort of quasi-celebrity detective in the crypto world, and yet his past is just about as shady as humanly possible. To demonstrate this and create a sort of callback for later, we need to talk about another YouTuber named Atazi. Atazi created a video in November of 2021 called "This YouTuber Scams His Fans, BitBoy Crypto," in which he mercilessly criticized BitBoy's track record, particularly the Pamp scam promotion, while also highlighting some other issues. It's an excellent video, by the way, and I'll link that down below as well. Here's the thing. Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto, was anything but pleased about this, deciding that his best course of action was to sue Atazi on the basis of defamation for causing damage to his business and severe anxiety. He initially filed the lawsuit on August 12th, 2022, but after less than 2 weeks, on August 24th, 2022, he announced on a live stream that he was dropping the lawsuit. Interestingly, he said this about why it was filed in the first place on that very same live stream.
But yeah, so we are going to drop the lawsuit 100%. And I'm sorry this became public. I'm sorry that this has been, misconstrued, but I just want you guys to understand why. It's not frivolous. When someone implies that you can be in trouble from the SEC, that is not frivolous, guys. That's a very, very, very serious, serious matter. That is not frivolous, guys. That's a very, very, very serious, serious matter.
It's important to understand the context on this. BitBoy, Ben Armstrong, promoted a blatant scam to his audience. Atazi, another YouTuber, covered that scam, calling it out for what it was, and BitBoy decided to sue him. After the suit was filed, additional creators began to cover the issue. A spectacular real-time example of the Streisand effect took place, and larger crypto investors even jumped in at the chance to donate money towards Atazi's legal fees, which spurred, in less than 2 weeks.
Wait, hold on, Sam. I need to unpack that for a second. There's a word for that. There's a word for that whole thing where things go down and then the rich people get donations. I think you made it.
What did he call that?
Let's just play that back real quick because that might have to go into the GRC dictionary, and I got my notepad right here.
I'll look it up at the same time.
Here, let's bring that, slow it down, maybe 0.75, and just let that rock because that was music. This guy is very poetic with his verbiage.
A complete reversal by BitBoy, who ran away with his tail between his legs. Suffice it to say, a scammer is spectacular.
A very serious, serious matter.
It's important to understand the context on this. BitBoy, Ben Armstrong, promoted a blatant scam to his audience. Atazi, another YouTuber, covered that scam, calling it out for what it was, and BitBoy decided to sue him. After the suit was filed, additional creators began to cover the issue. A spectacular real-time example of the Streisand effect took place, and larger crypto investors.
Oh my God, there's a word for that. I bet Richard knows that word.
Streisand effect.
Streisand
effect is a name of the phenomenon in which attempts to hide, censor, or prevent access to something have the opposite result. So, like when I'm trying to cover something up, and then people realize I'm trying to cover things up, they actually dig deeper into that to get to the actual bottom of it.
And is there like a reverse? Because he said it's a full reversal of that. So what he said was basically like a dude who scammed you ends up getting a bunch of rich dudes more money because of the reverse press / like, you know, how all those metrics kind of work. And then everyone calls him a hero. It's like if the richest dudes in something like Day One, or imagine if there was like a product. I'm not going to, in Day One, some guys got it, right? And then like 2 or 3 years later,
that happened with
no, that could happen with anything, Sam. It could happen with anything. But then the guys that got all the gains are actually getting money in the hardest time in history for a normal American / investor. And for the last 500 days, people have been down on Hex. So most of the investors in Hex are down. Most by I don't want to say 70%, but I'd be throwing that number around in my head if I'm doing GigaChad math.
In the past year, most people have come in. So I think that would probably be an accurate statement.
And if you look at the candles, they would, if you want to do it like specifically, you would look at the candles, right? Because
look at each address if somebody like wanted to actually run.
Well, I know, but the candles are actually a timestamp. If you do 4-hour candles, you can see how many people actually traded within a 4-hour volume. It takes some 4-hour times don't have trading volume in Hex's history. There was a lot of that. There was many 4-hour periods that didn't have any trade volume in Hex early on, like early on. And what does that create? It actually shows you the amount of people on the chart. Put a 4-hour candle up and look at it, Sam, and just like shoot all the way back, and you'll see it's actually a lot elongated to the front side, way more. I think that's true. Now, a reverse Streisand is when you fiend and attempt to block or ban something in order to hype it up. Maybe I'm fucking it up, but y'all know what I mean. It's a bunch of trickery, witchcraft, they used to call it. They used to throw stones at you in the street for talking like that.
Investors even jumped in at the chance to donate money towards Atazi's legal fees, which spurred, in less than 2 weeks, a complete reversal by BitBoy, who ran away with his tail between his legs. Suffice it to say, a scammer is often a coward, and BitBoy Crypto exhibited these characteristics extremely well. However, let's go deeper. It turns out BitBoy Crypto has promoted numerous different scam tokens, and now, in the face of renewed scrutiny as a result of his escalating hubris, he has begun deleting those videos and hiding them from the public. Let's take a look at Lock.
What is escalated hubris?
Hubris, that's like feeling like you're above everybody else and acting like
Oh, like he got more popular, felt like chest out a little bit.
you can't touch this type of thing. Yeah.
Oh, Britney Spears has that. Can't touch it. No, who does that? That's a
Also
guy.
known as Meridian Network, this token went from 6/100ths of a penny, very small initially, to 6/millionths of a penny, in what can only be described as one of the most obvious scam projects in human history. The website is now dead, the Twitter has been completely purged, and BitBoy has deleted his videos, both of them, that heavily promoted the project to all of his fans.
Sam, what do you think about deleted
Zach
videos? What's your take on that? I never asked you that. What would make you go back in time and delete a video? Anything, or do you just let it ride?
There's a couple of videos that I've taken down because I was talking about DNP, and I just did that to protect my channel.
Yeah, because whether he's talking about the as educational or not, young kids generally don't think about things like. And Sam probably was like legality wise, they were just gonna fucking fire a hoe on him. So I agree with that. And I agree that that might be a little too down the rabbit hole for the average YouTuber.
I think though I had 3 or 4 videos on DNP that I've taken down, and I think there was one video where I did with my brother where it was just kind of boring that I took down. It was 9 minutes long of just kind of chatting and just saying ridiculous shit. I don't know if I left that one up or took it down, but the DNP, I honestly don't feel that any of the content, like,
I know your stance. I know your stance on it, and it makes sense.
maybe it changes in the future, but I don't feel like I need to take.
I think that those could be simultaneously, if we're talking about the Stromberg effect or whatever, right? Something like this. I think those could be the most valuable pieces of information on the internet because that they're not allowed to be talked about. I wish there could be open counsel about the product. I do, Sam, but I just don't see with the rule books that we have here. I mean, we can only spend so much energy fighting so many battles. And yeah, I love to look absolutely razor sharp come summertime. Let's be 100% clear.
I'm talking about razor sharp. One time.
Oh, dude, I don't, because I remember. Don't give it to the people. There's people in here and they fucking bring that shit up all the time.
Well, I took it down immediately.
Oh, good.
Because I don't think anybody could find it. If they could, it would be fucking hilarious.
If you did, then I'm going to come and I'm going to kick you in the balls.
I used to make these quesadillas with cheese, and sometimes I'd put like little bits of bacon in them. Super tasty, right? I'm not eating bread and that type of stuff anymore. So I would make these, and I do a Instagram video in the mirror, like talking about how the food, right? And I'm eating the food and talking about the food, and then I get a message like 20 seconds later, and it's like, bro, you're naked in that picture, and I'm completely butt-ass naked, and I posted it online. I wasn't thinking you could see me. I just wasn't thinking.
One time there was a YouTuber that I was like getting coaching from like way back in the day, and he like FaceTimed me by accident, and he was just like butt naked walking around his room. Swear to God. And then he like picked up the phone and like forgot that I was just like kind of like just sitting there, and he forgot that he was even naked. Like he didn't even know he was. I was like, I just saw your penis. It's like, but I mean, I didn't. I was just like, he's like, dude, you just saw me fucking naked for like 11 seconds, didn't you? And I was like, yeah, it's weird. But we never talked before, ever, once. So I was like, it was fucking weird, and I was like 19 or 20. So anyway, guys, what a good me and Sam always love sliding into some other content, just like I did yesterday. Like, dude, it really opens my mind to get some of those conversations out. So I really like when you do it, even though it can get controversial. I like when people hear us say controversial shit because it should make them feel like they can say what they must say. I asked Sam, do you delete videos? He answered it exactly the truth. What would everyone else say? Oh, I don't erase videos. You look back. Yeah, fucking of course they erase videos.
Yeah, correct.
I've even erased a video. I said some dumbass shit about my family that I, like my third video, I should have just not been talking about shit like that. So I was just like, I'm going to get that off of there. Like just acting like I was too excited, Sam, as you could imagine.
We can also look at Zao Finance, a token that exit scammed, meaning a singular moment in time where the funds were stolen and removed by the criminals behind the project, where BitBoy directly promoted the coin on Twitter only to delete that promotion once the scam had been fulfilled. How about another one? DISTX. This one was heavily promoted by BitBoy, even so far as to have an officially announced partnership between them. Flash forward, and the official Twitter account has been deleted, while the token lost nearly 100% of value because it was yet another blatantly obvious pump and dump scam. Yet again, Ethereum Yield, ETHY, where BitBoy Crypto did an entire dedicated video on the project, and the price is now down almost 95%, wiping out all his fans, and he has since, of course, deleted the video. The list goes on and on and on.
Now, I want to know what the...
But you're muted again.
He skirted around the liquidity on that one. 95% is fair game in ERC20s. I want to know what the liquidity was.
Since, of course, almost 9 where BitBoy Crypto did.
And you see, guys, that's how I look at stuff. I'm not listening to this guy's every fucking word. I know he's trying to make a video too. I want to hear... Look at that cute video. Look at that little funny picture.
An entire dedicated video on the project, and the price is now down almost 95%.
Because he says the price is down 95%, but his other points, he points to the liquidity quite a bit. So let's see if
95% is fair game. Like you can call Hex a scam if you were using that as a metric.
Every ERC20. Yeah. Every ERC20 drops 95%. I've never seen anything that doesn't unless it just launched. It's not possible. It's really like there's not enough product market fit for things to stay up. It's crypto. It's like you don't need it 100%, and people are flimsy with it. So let's look. All-time high, $32. Market cap, what? Oh, no, this is a rug. Because there's nothing. It's only 179,000 in market cap. That means units times per price. That means that's stupid. Yeah, that's
wiping out all his fans, and he has since, of course, deleted the video. The list goes on and on and on. BitBoy Crypto has promoted an entire portfolio of rug pulls, scam projects, and deceptive tokens, after which he will take down, turn private, or full-scale delete evidence after the damage has already been done. But we're not even close to being done with him. In the aftermath of FTX collapsing, BitBoy has championed himself as one of the most hardcore advocates against Sam Bankman-Fried, possibly on planet Earth. For fuck's sake, he's even in the Bahamas right now, or was a day ago, harassing Sam at the Albany, demanding justice for all the people that were scammed. But let's dig into that. Less than 1 week before FTX imploded, BitBoy came out with a sort of apology video of sorts, saying that there is a problem with token promotions in the crypto space and saying it needs to be eradicated completely. He admits to having done these promotions in the past, but more importantly, he makes a list of what is and is not okay to promote. One of his what works items is exchange sponsorships, and that's where we need to start looking. Turns out that BitBoy has directly promoted FTT, the token of FTX, now recognized as one of, if not the biggest frauds in all of crypto history. BitBoy said that everything SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, touches turns to gold, continuing on to claim that FTT was one of the only tokens that could go up during a bear market.
To be fair, this is probably what fed his energy, for the matter, because he probably got perma-wrecked and he was pissed. So he attacked the guy after he got wrecked. So, I mean, that kind of is congruent to a degree.
What that dude you were talking to, right, from Rochester, right? Well, as you go through and you experience more in life, you realize that the people who have experience in something are able to see that thing that they might only be able to see and other people are not seeing. So if somebody is intentionally going through and putting forth garbage and putting forth scams, and they know they're not fucking stupid. There's a lot of stupid people, but like when you're scamming people, you are generally just scamming people, but you're intelligent enough to scam people, right? So you're not fucking stupid, and you're just going through and actually scamming people.
But you know what is stupid, Sam? You don't care really about this subject all that much. So we're going to put your opinion just like you just think BitBoy's good for the space, and I agree. He is good for the space.
But this is how he's able to talk about this stuff now, is because that's what he used to do. Just like
no,
the Mac guy.
100%, 100,000, 100. He has more experience than most guys in every room when it comes to cryptocurrency at this point.
And scamming people.
Right.
That's what he used
this
to do.
is a good field for him. But just remember, guys, like when there's no money in shills right now, you can't make money in paid advertising. And Richard Hart met up with BitBoy Crypto right around 20K BTC. They did a show, and I guarantee Richard told him this what he needed to hear. And I think it's okay to defer to Richard Hart for some things, especially if you're BitBoy and they have a friendly relationship. I think behind the scenes, I think he probably let him know what Richard does that. He likes to let people know, like, if they're serious investors for sure, like he's not going to lead you astray. And ever since that time, but you know what's stupid, Sam? That the Hexicans are so neurotically focused on scammers all the time. And then they flip-flop whenever anything has any benefit to do with them whatsoever. And that's not what like greatness stands on, in my opinion. Like, I just don't agree with that as like a way to do things. I think you should look at everything. Like, I'm looking at this right now. Like, I don't know if this video is good or bad, really. I just like kind of picking through it, playing with it. I like BitBoy Crypto. I'd buy him a beer. He's probably entertained me quite a bit over the years. Yeah, maybe I bought XRP for like 20 minutes, it's been down for 6 years. I mean, it happens. Okay? But that's on me, bro. And now I'm real good at this shit because I fudged up real hard. I fudged up so hard. I got hacked. I got smoked. I got wrecked. I got everything that could happen to someone bad in crypto happened to me. And I had no job at the time. So it was like, yeah, I get it. But I think that we're at a stage in crypto where intellectual integrity can just be there now. I want it here now. And I just want it to stay. Like, at least there to be options, Sam. Like, there was no options. You are the first guy in the fucking world that is covering LP detailed playlist. One person just telling you what's up in the world, brother. That's sick nasty, bro. And I love that. And I like that. I helped him get to that point, and he helped me after. I helped him get to LP, and he's helped me after he got to LP. Like, he's better at that kind of thing than me. So he's going to naturally be able to work through that at a more methodical pace than I. And I'll just ask him, and I'll take an hour of his time once a month and get down to business with him. But I ain't going to take all his day. What pair are you doing today, bro? Tell me so I can make $100 now. It's like, no, come on, man. We got time. You got to be respectful of the man and everyone. Like me too. I'd like if everyone thought about the hours in the day appropriately, and I'll give back as much to you as I possibly can. All right, so let's get back into this, and I want to be open-minded about BitBoy because it's almost Christmas.
We have is this condensed clip right now. I was unable to find the original for this one. I suspect because evidence is being systematically deleted. The track record here is abysmal, but it gets worse. Celsius Network, a lending platform that declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy early on, while myself and numerous other creators constantly warned about its unsustainable business model, was one of BitBoy's most frequent promotions on the channel. Here he is, calling it the hottest DeFi project of 2020. When Celsius is the very antithesis of decentralized finance, in fact. And this video contains over 45 minutes of BitBoy platforming. And
to be fair, there was enough liquidity and a high enough price point on Celsius that people probably made a God mode, like for real, forever changing life money on that shit.
There was a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people took out of that shit. There was real liquidity there. And yes, it was a fucking rug pull scam and everything, but they had real liquidity there for a very long amount of time. And that means real people had life-changing gains. But there's Hex community members, Sam, and I'm not going to pick into this too hard because my horns will come out. But I remember buying paid courses. I remember buying the top. I remember the whole entire thing. And those guys today say, yeah, we made money on Celsius, but no one else did. But we didn't have enough nuanced understanding at the time to realize that we had to get out when things got tricky, right? The course was over, Sam. I paid my money. They weren't contacting me anymore. I was lost. I was too new. I was still on the construction site or whatever I was fucking doing at the time, So I got wrecked on that, but I didn't really care or know or understand what the fuck was going on. So it's kind of like, I take it always learning. Like, I'm learning guy. Like, take my money, teach me shit. Let's get it over the fuck with. And because I'm young and I'm trying to play that side of it right now because I can, I think, for a little bit.
Promoting Alex Mashinsky. But when Celsius inevitably declared bankruptcy, BitBoy would begin to say things like, you can't possibly ever support Celsius Network or CEO Alex Mashinsky in any way. Basically, the perfect 180. This man is a fraud of the highest order, and I fully recognize that he is most likely too stupid to adequately respond here and might file a lawsuit as he did with Atazi, but let's discuss that angle as well. Remember, Atazi highlighted instances where Ben Armstrong, BitBitch Crypto, exposed his audience to paid advertising on scam projects for his own benefit, and the response was to sue him for defamation, but the truth is not defamatory. Anyway, however, more recently, BitBoy has been relentlessly attacking Kevin O'Leary, a host of Shark Tank, the famous show, for his involvement with FTX and his defense of Sam Bankman-Fried. Whether or not you believe that Kevin O'Leary was involved, whether or not you
I'm starting to get on the Sam train that he's evolving very quick. Sam, I want you to say a piece on that because
So I agree.
when he lays this all out like a little bitch, complaining the whole time, making him sound like a bitch, the other guy, not BitBoy. And then he's like evolving and like learning more about the industry as you go. You just touched on that. It totally clicked. Can you open that up again?
So, like, there's a lot of people who do shady shit when they're younger, right? Like, I was in jail. I did some shady shit when I was younger, right? And thankfully, there wasn't phones and shit around back then. Now, as you continue to grow and evolve, what ends up happening is you start to see more of that shit in others, and you try to like correct it, and because you know how you were in the past, and you see these things, and you move forwards in these things. Right, the faster you can grow and the faster you can learn, then the faster you can see these things. Also, inevitably, that is the best way to get over something, is to actually not time heals all wounds. It's personal growth heals all wounds. You need to grow up from whatever it is. You need to step up to be the man in your life or the woman in your life or whatever the fuck it is, and start doing what you need to do to move forward in all areas. And this with Ben, we see happening, right? Like, he used to be fucking garbage.
And he used to be a self-admitted substance abuser. And
now he's out there and he appears to be doing something that is a good thing.
And
right?
I'm pretty sure he's sober too, kind of leading a good life with decent morals, which I think sometimes can be the thing that is more stickier than what you actually say. The way you kind of, like, Sam doesn't always have to say it, but we know he's going to show up. I don't always have to say it. I think you guys know I'm going to try and show up my best every day. And like some guys, Chad Marks, he was in prison for 16 years. He was on my show last night. He's not making excuses right now. He's not. He's made a book in prison. He changed the laws while he was in prison. He got people out of prison while he was in prison. It's incredible what a human can do with their mind when they let the emotional baggage and the emotional, it's garbage. It's not even baggage. It's garbage is what it is. It's garbage. It's all fake. I went through a lot of emotional turmoil as a youngster. And I'm here to tell you, 99.7% of it was my fault, and it was retarded me being stupid. And I got into a couple of things that weren't my fault, maybe once or twice in my life, but I'm not dead, so it's all good.
All of it's your fault.
Once or twice, like literally, like walking around, I got like or a car accident or something, where someone being an idiot.
But when you go to that next level and you realize that all of it's your fault, you're like, well, I didn't need to be
I already know it, Sam, but I'm trying to lay it on him soft, bro. You gave me all this reality too early. It's just I'm trying to lay it for my guys, man. My guys, they're in the chat. They can't have it all at once, man. And I know exactly what you're saying, and it's 100% true. But I'm trying. I know the way I learned it was I know that's true. I mean, I know that's true now. It's not really up for debate. So, I got the wrong video up. Oh, no, wait. I'm confused right now.
I think everybody watching is also confused. GRC is about to play the video.
I had the wrong video up on my end, and I was watching it, but it wasn't. It was a totally different video. I was like, "Oh, what's this one about?" Here, so let's keep playing this for a couple more minutes. Sam, if you have to step out, just go ahead and give me the peace out, and we'll say bye. And guys, I think I might do a little stream later too. It could be sooner than later, but let's just play this out real quick.
You believe that Sam Bankman-Fried should be stalked, harassed, imprisoned, what have you. BitBoy decided that attacking Kevin O'Leary was so important, he would stoop down to this. It turns out that Kevin O'Leary's wife, as per the police report and court documents, was found not guilty after a boat crash resulted in the deaths of 2 people. Whether or not Kevin was really the one driving the boat, as BitBoy alleges numerous times, whether or not the other boat was actually driving with no lights on, which is illegal and makes it harder to see, whether or not the entire thing is some elaborate conspiracy or not, Mrs. O'Leary, not Kevin himself, was charged with a crime and found not guilty by a court of law. What does BitBoy do? Takes to social media saying, quote, "The fact is Kevin O'Leary is a murderer," end quote. Now, unlike the frivolous bullshit lawsuit levied by BitBoy against Atazi, that right there actually is defamation. In a long, drawn-out, and mostly one...
All right, Sam, I'm going to let you on that one. I don't really know what to say about that.
I think that I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like the legacy players in most industries. Like Kevin has a lot of money, and the more you see stuff, Balenciaga, but that's just one example of tons and tons and tons. There's a deep effing rabbit hole, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was true about Kevin O'Leary.
Sam, how rare is it that a man and his wife that have millions and billions of dollars, many haters, many people that probably want them dead, frankly, run a fucking boat into other humans and they die? Who were these humans? I think GRC might have to open that one up. We'll do a little, we'll call that Chad Marks Consulting GRC version. We're going in. And, you know, I told Chad to do an episode on SBF. I said, I think your channel could benefit. The crypto buzz is all SBF. It's all over the news, and you're a legal consultant. I think this could be a nice video for you. And he said, absolutely. I think that's a good idea. He also owns Dogecoin and Ethereum. Like, he's not, and I say that to like highlight, like, the guys, that's all you need to do. Buy the shit. Like, it's not, I'm telling you, the jail, you guys are going to laugh at me for making that video. And I guarantee you in a year, you're going to see so much crypto prison content. I guarantee you, because I see these guys flooding onto the internet and their brains are expanding at freaking speeds that you couldn't even imagine. They have cell phones. They're at the same playing field. They're hustlers, Sam. What do you think about that?
What about, I want to know what's going on with all the crypto people who then start to expose something and then they just happens to die, right? Like, there's been multiple different examples of crypto people who have plenty of money in crypto, and then they start to expose something, and then they just have an accident, you know, an Epstein type of an accident, and they're gone, right? And this has happened numerous times. What's going on there? That's what I want to know, because I think that a lot
I think I can make a statement on that, Sam. I've been watching this stuff go down for a while, guys, and I know I watched a video yesterday. There's another dude that Sam doesn't even know about, a billionaire that got yacked yesterday. That had a crypto.
My girlfriend just sent it to me, actually.
Yeah. And some dude did a video on it.
Tweet.
I didn't watch it. I was gonna look at. I'll watch it. I just saw the title and stuff. But the guy that does those videos, I know the guy, so I knew what kind of content he was up to. So interesting stuff there, Sam. I mean, Sam, when you go down the rabbit hole, there's beanbags and sex orgies at a minimum. And once they get those beanbags out, dude, anything can happen, because everyone knows how comfortable beanbags are. And if you have drugs and extra money, you're gonna get into trouble with beanbags and sex orgies and all those things. Emotional fitness has to be at the top priority. And these guys forget this decades ago. They forgot about this the first time they landed that $1 million deal, and their brain just went fried because they never had a foundation. There was no foundation. They were only standing on, and I think BitBoy has this problem a little bit, but he's squaring it out now. Like, the foundation that he came into crypto was, I learned crypto a little bit before I started streaming about it. I wanted to know that I was on the right track, at least. And I think that when he came in, there was no information, and it was just a hard landscape and he wanted to get that cash, being that he's a young hustler. And so I get it. I totally get it. But I mean, I think O'Leary's a scumbag. I think O'Leary's probably got 10 plus bodies on his belt, probably in an afternoon with a couple of phone calls. Like, these guys, I'm telling you, the more you opens up about these guys, but no one listens. This will never be actually looked into. The court case is over. You need reasonable evidence, and he probably owns the whole fucking blah, blah. Chairman of O-Shares, banned stocks, CNBC contributor, 4X Emmy Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful winemaker, watch, crypto and guitar guy, photographer and chef, and serial killer at the bottom of that to add it on a little punch. That would be fucking a great troll if he did that. Oh my God. So let's watch this a little more, Sam. I know you might have to hop off.
I'm gonna jump off.
Any questions for Sam? Slip them in, guys, or you're going on deaf ears. Sorry.
And the video, I probably be doing shortly.
Did you get a Uniswap video for NFTs?
I forgot about it actually.
Dude, that trust me, dude, you'll get at least a good rush on that because I couldn't find information on it. I found a couple, but you know what I mean. I wanted something.
So thank you for reminding me. I put it on my list here. Appreciate you guys. GRC, we'll talk in a little bit.
Yeah, man. I'll call you later, please. I have a couple of things I want to ask you later, but I'm just work for a couple hours.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I'll hit you up, and we're gonna watch the rest of this video. And guys, you know what? Sam, you don't mind if I stream on your channel for 20, 30 more minutes, do you? Bullish is out of the office, guys. Let's have biceps in the chat for Sam. Win LP bot, that'll be coming. You don't need to worry about that. That's in the kitchen right now. So, guys, I'm trying to keep an open mind about all this stuff on both sides. I don't think these rich guys that are all over the TV are generally the best dudes. We were kind of joking when the serial killer kind of a joke. I don't know shit about him. But I know these guys, and I know they don't really care about the user, and it happens with money and immaturity over time, I feel, is escalated with the billions and billions of dollars probably. If you gave me billions of dollars in my worst moments, I'd have caused chaos. And I probably still would. I might not be ready.
Business mogul. BitBoy is now making factual claims that the person is a murderer.
That is not frivolous, guys. That's a very, very, very serious matter.
When court documents, evidence, and judge ruling have clearly outlined, for the purpose of legality here, that Kevin O'Leary was not driving the boat, his wife was innocent of manslaughter, of what she was accused, and that the case should be dismissed. That right there is Icarus flying way too close to the goddamn sun. Here's a bonus. As if pushing Celsius Network wasn't enough, only to turn on it after Chapter 11 bankruptcy was declared, thus investors had all of their funds frozen, or defaming a business mogul with literally murder accusations, promoting scam token after scam token after scam token, and even pushing FTT as he rebrands himself as a crypto savior, BitBoy also decided it would be a good idea to plagiarize content for his YouTube channel. Exposed by a journalist named Vince, no idea how to pronounce that last name, on Twitter, BitBoy had taken his prediction article, word for word here, not inspired by or quoted, stolen with precision, and voiced it inside his own video about a project called Tezos.
Tezos is a blockchain that has never operated on the proof of work protocol. As a result, the proof of stake environment that Tezos is built is far more robust than the current state of creating new Ethereum via proof of work. The other big thing to mention here is Tezos' applications, teams, and projects are traditionally centered around security and audit of smart contracts. The proof of stake elements of Tezos are no exception. Staking your Tezos is extremely easy to do and can be done both from a personal wallet or from an exchange such as Coinbase or Kraken.
All right, so I'm not going to go anymore here, but I needed to make this video, needed to call this guy out. This guy just blatantly plagiarizes people. I don't know who else he's done it to, but I know as someone who just wrote their first piece of content on this subject, that this guy just blatantly plagiarizes people. So I hope this message gets out there and people can make their own opinions about it. Thank you.
In the grand scheme of things, by itself, people might not think it's a big deal. BitBoy Crypto, Ben Armstrong, is unhinged. Think about this in context. A YouTuber who previously took tens of thousands of dollars per project to promote tokens starts wholesale deleting the videos, promotions, tweets, and articles that pertain to the scams after the scam has absconded with the cash. That same influencer fires off baseless lawsuits when called out for such behavior under the guise of defamation, while going on to state as a fact that business mogul Kevin O'Leary is a murderer because of a settled court case where his wife was found not guilty. In addition, he plagiarizes content, offers stone-cold guarantees of financial return, despite the fact he is not a registered financial advisor, and yet the tokens that he claims are 100% moonshot, get-rich-quick options perform like this. His entire video library is a goldmine of incriminating behavior. Dozens of the worst projects in the entire space were relentlessly promoted by him for personal gain, resulting in untold damage to investors. Now he is traipsing across the world to get kicked out of hotels as he tries to hunt down another crypto scammer, takes one to know one, and cement his place as some sort of credible out.
I do agree that he went too far with the whole Reno 911 rent-a-cop thing in the Bahamas. It was kind of a disgrace. I mean, you You need, without a reasonable doubt, evidence to get someone in trouble, and eyewitnesses and all the shit, and there's politics and money involved, and they don't really give a fuck what Bit Boy's running around doing in the Bahamas. I can guarantee you that. Unless he's getting pictures of his, like him, like smoking crack or some shit. Like, I don't know what he's doing down in the Bahamas. He could have just sat on his goddamn couch and watched all of this play out like everyone else. And when it made him, it made me feel like he was running out of money. Like he needed to do the content so goddamn bad. Like it's just too much. Why you gotta call people murderers? Why just stop? You already have a lot of subs. Chill out, Bit Boy. Just relax a little bit, buddy. Relax a little bit, buddy.
Altruistic crypto Batman. BitBoy, Ben Armstrong, is a pest. He is a disease in the community that somehow tricked enough people into watching him or believing him that he can ride a wave of outrage across the world and maybe, if he plays his cards right, sanitize his reputation in the process. Whether or not he is allowed to do so remains to be seen, but Icarus, in my opinion, has flown far too close to the sun here, and his wings are currently melting. If you want support, check out the links down below. If he sues me, I already have an entire game plan mapped out, but I'll keep you posted. Have a nice night.
Guys, it's Hex's third birthday, and you know I've been in Hex slaving for the last 500 days. Doesn't matter what anyone says. I've been here trying to educate people, trying to tell people the truth, trying to show people the liquidity pools, trying to show people the T-shares, trying to show people why I like the product, even if it went down. Yes, I got slandered by the community. Yes, I got blocked by Richard Hart. Yes, all that stuff is true, but we love these people because we pray and we hope all of this stuff works out for the DeFi peoples, even though we're all different. Hey, what up, Crypto Stylist? How you doing? Happy Hex birthday. If any of you guys have Hex bags in here and T-shares, any turtles up in the building? Any crabs? Any shrimpies? Any sharks? Any dolphins? I mean, drop your sign below. I mean, or just drop some biceps for Hex. It's the third birthday, man. Richard Hart's done some incredible work. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if people think that I think he's done that or not. I think he's done a stand-up goddamn job, and I think it's very difficult what he's doing. And I think he's a social. I think he's a good doing a good damn job. I don't know what to say about it, but you know, it's hard. There's not everyone's perfect. It's not possible. But I do want to watch a video, but I can't find it, bro. It's killing me. I cannot find this Richard Hart video. Oh, here it is. We'll watch a couple. We can watch a couple little funnies here. Oh, shout out to Richard. You know, I don't want to be a hater at all. I like Richard. I don't care if he likes me. It doesn't matter. It just, we're all on the same team here. Or if he doesn't care, it doesn't matter either. It's just about prosperity, success. We got a turtle in the house. I'm a turtle too, buddy. Let's turtle high five. Boop. You're not gonna play any sound, really? Really? All right, guys, my head's about to explode, but I'm going to find this video, I guess. Richard. I'm on the same team with all of my friends. Whoever's my friends, you just give me a biceps. I just need more biceps. I got a stressful day ahead, guys. I've been stressed out. I ain't gonna play it. I ain't gonna play it straight. I'm gonna play it straight. It's been hard. Not like necessarily like US dollar wise, but like I don't know. It's been an interesting time in my life for certain, and I appreciate everyone being here. That's for darn certain. Prada, Prada, Prada. That's what it's called. Shit was funny. And it's just like, what did he wait till the end, or was it right here?
More comment. I mean, it's the
Oh, I got it. Thank you, Hex Token. It's on Hex Token's channel. All right. Shout out to Hex Token. And Hex Token is one of the most. I like Hex Token a lot, so I think you should give him a follow. And if you want Hex news, all cryptos that he likes, he gives you the straight up and down on it. He's a pro. In my opinion, as far as he looks at these things every day, and he really is. I would defer to him on some topics, and I don't defer to anyone on anything except Sam and like the founders of shit. So understand that Hex Token is cool, and I like him a lot. And I don't care about any of the bullshit. Yes, I didn't know he was spilling the beans. I didn't know he was spilling the beans over there, Pierre. I didn't know he was spilling the beans. Is he talking about his stuff over there? Is he spilling what's in the kitchen? What did he say? What did Sam say over there? Did he tell about his LP bot? Is he building that shit up? I know he's got a dev over there doing something. I stay out of it because he's crazy.
you guys been waiting for it. Here we are, folks. Richard Hart, and of course, let's go. Bam.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
All right, so that was the video, folks. That's the video. Now I'm going to put the poll out, folks. Get in there and let's see how much people.
Hey, look, I'm chilling with Hex Token today. It's my boy Hex Token. He's never come on my show. He's at 14 hours different than me. He's tomorrow already, I think. He's sleeping right now, I think. Let's do that again for sure.
What's the second one?
Everyone, if you're listening to this, just loosen up your shoulders a little bit. Take a deep breath. It's all fun. Have some fun. Enjoy yourself, for God's sakes. Yeah, it's stressful out here. Yeah, it's the bear market. Money's tight. The whole nine. Everyone's getting stressed, pinched. Everyone's coming at your boy's throat. I'm just trying to do my best. I don't know what to do sometimes, but golly, let's have some fun.
I'm going to have to shorten my poll because I wrote a lot more words on it. That's just the way it goes. All right, so here is the poll. We've got to get that ready and let's play the video. So if you guys have been waiting for it, here we are, folks. Richard Hart, and of course, let's go. Bam.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants,
Well, what in tarnations happened?
Purse. My 3,000.
Is my internet still good? I'm plugged in. This thing's never been connected to Wi-Fi. I don't know what.
$1,000 Prada jacket. $2,000 Prada shirt.
Sure. Paul, we're going to get that ready. And
Are you kidding me?
Prada shirt. Prada hat. Prada glasses. Prada pants. And it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
That's Little Bubble, guys. Chat biceps in the chat for Little Bubble. We can end it with oh, you know what I'll do? Let's go on Deck Screener and just look up some Hex USDC then. You guys want to do some Hex charts? I know we're pumping. I know you guys like to see that pump content. I don't really like to do it because I think it's not necessarily proper. But for the sake of the third birthday of the damn token, let's look at what we got going on here. So what do you see? And I'll give you my honest opinion on this. And bullish, we got bullish in the chat. Bullish, what is going on? How are you doing? We know bullish, biceps for bullish. He's been doing family stuff, which we know how that goes. Not always the best. So biceps for bullish. And let's talk about the Hex price chart real quick. So what do you see here? This is called a birthday fake pump. And I want you to, unless there's somebody that wants it not to be a birthday fake pump, like I forgot. They were talking about the Hex birthday for a while. I don't think it really caught a win like that. But like some big buyers came in. Liquidity pool stayed about the same. I'm calling a fake pump. I'm not. If you know how many people messaged me yesterday saying that they swapped all their fucking Hedron and Icosa for Hex just because they were like sketched out that it was going to go like 1,000x. I was like, it's not going to happen in one day. Like you don't want to like, yeah, there could be God candles for sure. And the God candles will come. And there could be a God candle at any moment. But I think if we're all being honest with ourselves in this macro environment, unless somebody manually wants this thing to go up, and like to sustain that and like make that there, then I just think right now it's just like maybe not the time. Is that fair? Is that fair? We're bound to ETH. We're bound to USDC. There's a lot up in the air. You understand those assets are they're the pairs. So you have to have ETH in order for Hex to exist in every way, basically. It was built on it. You need liquidity pool. There's a big old fat liquidity pool within it now. So watch out for ETH and Bitcoin if you're going to watch price. And if Hex just bonkers past all those things, my freaking bad. That would be what we call a GRC, my bad. And I wouldn't be afraid to like talk about it, and I wouldn't really care because frankly, I have enough for me to feel like I don't give a shit. Like I have T-shares is what I mean. I think stakes really go the long way with all of that kind of action. Now, guys, Matty Allen's doing a stream, and I just want it to be a GRC raid. You guys got to get my rep up. Please get my rep up. I don't hate these guys at all. I never say I do. I might be critical, but I don't think there's any negative people here doing stupid stuff. I think that it's incredible what some of these guys are doing. Whether I would do the exact same thing they're doing, I don't think so. But that doesn't fucking matter. So go raid this stream right now and say biceps from GRC and the Crypto in the Morning crew. Just biceps. You can write bullish, Sam Stolt, anything you want. Just make sure they know where you're coming from. Crypto in the Morning, GRC's channel, Sam Stolt's channel, just bullish, producer bullish, say some stupid ass shit. Go in there and I want you to get my rep back, but I want you to be nice. Don't be mean. We're not being mean. We're being nice. So let's go in there. I'll start it off with the GGs. I'll go GGs in the chat, and then all my beeps will come in. GG. And then I'll do third speed day. Let me go. And then say invite GRC on or do whatever. Like get in there and talk to those people. And you want me to just go click over there and show you kind of what's going on, so we can
bottoming. Really, and I don't call these things, so it doesn't really matter to me. But
sure.
But I could really see like once Richard calls the Bitcoin bottom,
yeah,
Hexicans are gonna have so much money on the sidelines. It almost doesn't matter to me where I
join their
DCA
streams
down
and drop
here,
biceps.
because as long as I DCA before Richard calls the Bitcoin bottom, because that's where I see all the money on the sidelines coming in, waiting for that moment.
I see. That's really, really interesting. That's fascinating talking to you, because you're obviously around from the first day, and it's really interesting because that had never occurred to me before, that one of the reasons why the Hex bull market maybe stopped a little bit sooner was because there were so many people.
Hey, this comment I appreciate so much. Clean Horizon, I don't know who you are, but I like you, and thank you for making me feel like I have support. I always see your comments, and I know you're in the mix, and I know you know some of these guys, or I don't know. If you ever DM me and want to talk about, like, let me know who you are so I can get a better idea. You don't have to be like specific, but sometimes when people tell me where they're from, how long they've been in, it at least gives me like, and then I can reference you better in my head, because I like to know who's in the chat. Although that Clean Horizon is beautiful, but if you're super like doxed, I mean non-doc, you know, go over there, please, everyone. And
So many big players,
biceps, and I'll jump on their stream too.
And now
I'm sure Maddie sent me an invite. Let me check. He might not. I don't know. I think he did. We'll see. I might jump in. I'm going to watch it a little bit. I'm going to chill. Guys, go in there right now. You saw the link. Maddie, all in. Let them know GRC says what's up. Crypto in the Mornings live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern, guys. We're covering all the DeFi education, ground up. We're not missing anything. We're cleaning our tracks. We're making sure we don't miss a thing. So when all this goes down, we have an extremely great fundamental understanding and foundation to what is going on. Otherwise, you will make emotional decisions. And if you're not emotionally fit on top of that, it's the three-legged death spiral Rex. You have to get yourself centered to a degree. You have to get yourself centered to a degree. Like, you don't have to be Mr. Wonderful all day long on the boats and killing. Okay. But you need to just get to a place where you can be calm and chill a little bit. It's not always easy. Have an amazing day, everyone. Crypto in the Morning live every single day. And if you really do, if you're in here still and you really want to support me and help me, retweeting that Chad Marks, I really enjoyed it. I put my heart and soul into that episode. I was nervous. It was my first like expansion out of the crypto community just for a video, just like interview kind of thing. And it kind of meant a lot to me, but I don't know if it meant a lot to anyone else. But his cause is amazing. He's not asking for money or anything, but everything he's doing is incredible. And I really do want people to retweet that if I could ask for anything. I don't have much, guys, but I got a lot in the tank for moving forward, and I got energy for days, and I'll never give up. So let's see what the frick happens, guys. Have an amazing day. Crazy bear market, gains to be had, opportunities for learning to be had. Twitter is getting more popular. YouTube, I think these things are getting hot. And I know they have been in the past, but things gain steam and lose steam, and it's a hot time. And I just need to, dude. That episode is friggin' nuts. I was like, oh my God. All right. Anyway, guys, have an amazing day. Go over to Matty All In stream and make sure you say hi and biceps in the chat. Peace out. Much love. Win Pulse Gym.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting these
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting to take notes.
Crypto in the morning. already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making a stake. Got me some hedge, I'm making it rain. Play me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Reddit sent me to show you the way.